Today's NFL landscape delivered one of the most dramatic and eye-opening storylines of Week 11. And at the center of that conversation is the Minnesota Vikings' tough reality check regarding rookie quarterback J.J. McCarthy. Just a few weeks ago, McCarthy captured national attention with a fourth-quarter comeback win over the Chicago Bears, earning NFC Offensive Player of the Week honors. But now, that moment feels more like an isolated spark rather than a sign of long-term promise. Against the Bears in their Week 11 rematch, McCarthy struggled through an afternoon that left Minnesota fans frustrated, restless, and questioning whether the organization made the right decision by letting Sam Darnold walk away in free agency. For most of the game, McCarthy looked uncomfortable, hesitant, and wildly inaccurate. Before the Vikings' final drive, he had totaled fewer than 100 passing yards, with a completion rate below 50%. He missed open receivers again and again, tossed 2 interceptions in the first half, and finished with a passer rating of 22.6 heading into halftime. Even when his final stat line reached 150 yards, the late surge couldn't erase the earlier issues. Minnesota fans who watched their team go 14-3 last season with Sam Darnold under center didn't hide their feelings. Every misfire brought louder boos, and many fans couldn't help thinking that the Vikings might have overreacted to 2 bad games from Darnold last season. Now, Darnold is thriving in Seattle, entering Week 11 as a legitimate MVP candidate while leading the Seahawks to a 7-2 start. Meanwhile, McCarthy's rocky first 5 starts have raised uncomfortable questions about his development and whether the Vikings pushed him into the spotlight too soon. Still, the Vikings insist it's too early to judge the rookie. 5 starts don't define a career, and Darnold himself needed years to grow into an efficient starter. But with McCarthy struggling to consistently get the ball to a superstar like Justin Jefferson, concerns continue to rise. With an exceptionally strong 2024 quarterback draft class, the Vikings cannot afford for McCarthy to be the lone miss among 6 first-round quarterbacks, who have already delivered flashes of brilliance this season. But Week 11 wasn't just about Minnesota's frustrations. Around the league, several teams and players rose above adversity and left their mark as clear winners. Brock Purdy returned for the San Francisco 49ers, reminding everyone why he has become such a stabilizing force for Kyle Shanahan's offense. After missing time with a toe injury, Purdy stepped back onto the field and delivered 3 touchdown passes in a dominant 41-22 win over the Arizona Cardinals. The 49ers improved to 6-4 and regained their offensive rhythm with their starting quarterback fully healthy. The Los Angeles Rams also made a statement, forcing 4 interceptions from Sam Darnold in a hard-fought 21-19 win over the Seahawks. Their defensive pressure controlled the game, helping the Rams climb to first place in the NFC West. Even though the Seahawks had a late chance with a 61-yard field goal attempt, Los Angeles held strong and secured a crucial divisional win. In Buffalo, Josh Allen once again proved why the Bills can never be counted out. Despite early mistakes, including a costly interception inside his own end zone, Allen exploded for 6 total touchdowns, 3 passing and 3 rushing, in a high-scoring 44-32 win over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Bills' defense struggled throughout the game, but Allen's explosive performance kept Buffalo's playoff hopes alive. Over in Green Bay, Matt LaFleur and the Packers narrowly avoided more criticism by escaping with a 27-20 win over the New York Giants. Jordan Love connected with Christian Watson for a key fourth-quarter touchdown, and the defense sealed the win with a late interception. It wasn't pretty, but it kept the team afloat. For the Tennessee Titans, rookie quarterback Cam Ward finally delivered a moment to build on. Trailing late against the Texans, Ward engineered a brilliant 95-yard drive, making tough throws and leading the Titans to a game-tying touchdown. Although Houston answered immediately with a game-winning field goal, Ward's growth provided rare optimism in an otherwise difficult 1-9 season. Meanwhile, in Madrid, Mike McDaniel and the Miami Dolphins continued their unexpected mid-season turnaround with a 16-13 overtime win against the Washington Commanders. Despite criticism for a late decision to avoid a field goal attempt, the Dolphins' defense came through in overtime with a clutch interception that set up the decisive score. After starting 1-6, Miami has now won 3 of their last 4 games, giving McDaniel more time and hope for stability. But while some teams surged ahead, others suffered tough blows. The Kansas City Chiefs now find themselves 3.5 games behind the Denver Broncos in the AFC West, following a dramatic 22-19 loss. Late-game heroics from Bo Nix and Troy Franklin set up the winning field goal, and the Broncos improved to an impressive 9-2. With the Chiefs now sitting at 5-5, their streak of division titles is in serious jeopardy. In Cleveland, rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders took the field for the first time after Dillon Gabriel exited with a concussion. Sanders struggled under pressure, completing just 4 of 16 passes with an interception. Although he showed signs of life during a late drive that nearly tied the game, the Browns fell 23-16 to the Ravens. Unless Gabriel remains unavailable next week, Cleveland has no reason to make a permanent change at quarterback just yet. For Cincinnati, every loss makes Joe Burrow's potential return more complicated. After a 34-12 defeat to the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Bengals dropped to 3-7. The offense couldn't generate momentum. The Steelers' defense shut down Jamar Chase, and Cincinnati's playoff hopes are fading fast. Justin Herbert and the Los Angeles Chargers also endured a painful day. With both starting offensive tackles injured and key weapons missing, Herbert was overwhelmed by a relentless Jacksonville Jaguars defense in a 35-6 loss. Herbert was eventually pulled from the game for his own safety, highlighting just how difficult this season has become for the Chargers, despite their strong defensive start. And in Atlanta, the Falcons squandered a late lead after Michael Penix Jr. exited with an injury. Kirk Cousins struggled off the bench. The defense allowed Bryce Young to throw for 448 yards and 3 touchdowns. And a broken tackle in overtime let the Panthers steal a 30-27 victory. With Atlanta dropping to 3-7, major changes could be looming as the organization looks ahead to next season. Week 11 delivered high drama, breakout performances, and major letdowns across the NFL. From rising stars to struggling rookies, from game-winning drives to season-shifting losses, the week proved once again why every matchup matters and why the NFL remains unpredictable from start to finish.